Dale Robertson died painfully when his wife revealed his secrets. Prepare for a shocking revelation that will leave you stunned. Dale Robertson, the iconic Hollywood cowboy, lived a life full of secrets that were only unveiled after his painful demise. His wife, the keeper of these secrets, decided it was time for the world to know the truth. In this video, we'll delve into the hidden corners of Robertson's life, revealing the struggles and trials he faced behind the scenes. From his battle with alcoholism to his tumultuous personal life, we'll uncover the reality that was cleverly masked by his on-screen persona. Stay tuned as we reveal the painful truth about Dale Robertson's life, a journey that will take you beyond the silver screen and into the heart of a Hollywood legend. This is a story that will shock, surprise, and move you. Don't miss it. Dale Robertson, a beloved actor and Oklahoma native, left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. With a prolific career spanning 60 films and over 430 television episodes, he remained deeply rooted in his home state. Robertson's passion for acting was matched only by his dedication to helping others, particularly children in need. He founded an organization to support underprivileged kids, a testament to his kind heart. From his humble beginnings in Oklahoma to his rise to stardom in Hollywood, Robertson's journey is a true inspiration. We'll delve into his remarkable life, from his early days to his later years and his eventual passing, which left a void in the hearts of many. Dale Robertson was born on July 14, 1923, in a small farmhouse near Harrah, Oklahoma, just outside of Oklahoma City. His parents, Melvin and Veril, were dedicated to their community and worked hard to provide for their family. Melvin had a varied career, starting as a ranger and eventually retiring from the Oklahoma Gas and Electric Company, while Veril showed remarkable resilience in raising their children. Dale was the youngest of 4 siblings, including Dorothy Lee, who sadly passed away in 1918, Melvin Roscoe Jr., Roxy, born in 1919, and Chester Howard, Chad, born in 1920. Despite their close bond, the family faced a significant challenge in 1927 when Dale's parents divorced, leaving Veril to single-handedly raise their sons. She moved the family to Oklahoma City, where she juggled multiple jobs to make ends meet. The boys pitched in to help, selling homemade baked goods to neighbors, a testament to their resourcefulness. Dale's educational journey began at Eugene Field Elementary School, where he started learning and growing. However, his life took a dramatic turn at 13 when he was suddenly struck by a mysterious illness. Overnight, he found himself in a world of darkness and silence, having lost 85% of his hearing and his sight completely for a year. This was a devastating blow, and Dale had to navigate a solitary and uncertain path, searching for answers that seemed elusive. Despite consulting numerous medical experts, the cause of his condition remained a mystery, with some speculating it might have been triggered by a chance encounter while swimming in the nearby creek. Unfortunately, definitive answers remained elusive, leaving Dale to cope with his new reality. As Dale Robertson navigated the uncertainty of his early life, his unbreakable spirit began to flourish, paving the way for an extraordinary journey of resilience and perseverance. After a year-long struggle with a mysterious illness that left him blind and deaf, Dale's sight and hearing miraculously returned, bringing hope and joy back to the Robertson household. This remarkable turn of events only strengthened Dale's resolve as he embarked on the next chapter of his life. During his time at Roosevelt Junior High in Oklahoma City, Dale discovered a passion for polo ponies and honed his skills under his father's guidance. His love for horses, which began at a young age, would remain a constant throughout his life, as his wife Susie Robertson would later recount in her captivating memoir, Bucking Hollywood. What's more, Dale's determination and resilience led him to pursue professional boxing in his teens, despite the challenges of the Great Depression. He went on to win over 90% of his matches, a testament to his unwavering spirit and determination. Although he faced setbacks, including being knocked out and suffering a broken nose, Dale remained undeterred, his spirit propelling him forward. After graduating from Casson High School in 1939, Dale pursued his education at Oklahoma Military College in Claremore, with aspirations of continuing his boxing career post-graduation. However, the outbreak of World War II soon altered the course of his life and those around him. In 1940, Dale's mother, Viral, opened the Robertson convalescent home in Oklahoma City, a testament to her unwavering dedication to caring for others. As the world plunged into chaos, Dale, along with his brothers and classmates, answered the call to duty, enlisting in the military. As World War II preparations intensified, Dale Robertson found himself at Fort Sill in southwest Oklahoma for basic training, followed by officer candidate school at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Later, while stationed in San Luis Obispo, California, awaiting deployment overseas, Dale took a brief respite to explore vibrant Los Angeles. During this exploration, he unexpectedly posed for a photograph meant as a keepsake for his mother. Unbeknownst to him, this impromptu photo session would trigger a chain of events. The photograph, displayed in a shop window, inspired fellow soldiers to capture their own moments, despite Dale not seeing it until years later. Its significance lingered, a silent testament to his enduring legacy of courage and resilience. As his image caught the eye of movie talent scouts, they eagerly sought to represent him, capitalizing on his newfound celebrity status. However, with the nation embroiled in war and resources stretched thin, Dale's Hollywood aspirations were put on hold. Rumors swirled in major newspapers like the Los Angeles Times, attributing his sudden fame to his service as a tank commander with the 777th Tank Battalion in North Africa. Yet the true story behind his celebrity remained shrouded in mystery. As Dale's journey continued, he received praise from a notable figure who said, "I like you. You're honest and you're loyal, two wonderful qualities." Though his life took unexpected turns, Dale's legacy endured, a testament to his courage and resilience. Dale Robertson's remarkable courage and resilience during his military service with the 322nd Combat Engineering Battalion in Europe are well documented. Despite being wounded by mortar fire during a fierce battle on the Czechoslovakian border, Dale refused to yield to his injuries. Instead of seeking immediate medical attention, he bravely chose to prioritize the safety and well-being of his comrades, remaining in command of his company and leading his men with unwavering determination against the relentless onslaught of German troops. Years later, as the Korean War loomed on the horizon, the army attempted to recall Dale for service once again. However, during his physical examination, military doctors discovered the enduring effects of his wartime injuries, which rendered him unfit for further duty. Despite the passage of time, Dale's acts of valor and sacrifice continued to resonate with those who knew his story. On February 28, 2013, the Los Angeles Times posthumously honored Dale Robertson's bravery and selflessness with the prestigious Bronze and Silver Star and Purple Heart. Meanwhile, talent agents who had once clamored for his attention now turned him away. It wasn't until 1948, after an exhaustive search, that Dale finally found an agent willing to take a chance on him. Dale's cinematic journey began with an uncredited role in The Boy with the Green Hair alongside a young Dean Stockwell. The following year, in 1949, he secured his breakthrough in Man of the Plains, starring opposite Randolph Scott as the legendary Jesse James. While his part may have been small, Dale's memorable rescue of Randolph Scott from the gallows earned him recognition and praise, particularly from the film's producer, Nain Hope, who saw potential in him. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. After the success of Man of the Plains, Dale Robertson's career flourished as he secured a lucrative contract with Fox Studios. This new financial stability allowed him to pursue his dreams with confidence. In 1950, he returned to the big screen in Two Flags West, starring alongside Joseph Cotton and Jeff Chandler, further solidifying his presence in Hollywood. As his career soared, Dale found love in the arms of Frederica Jacqueline Wilson, and their whirlwind romance culminated in marriage on May 19, 1951. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in Dale's life, both on and off-screen. In 1951, he took on a lead role in Golden Girl alongside Mitzi Gaynor, showcasing his versatility as an actor. This film was loosely based on the early career of a 19th century singer, and although it took creative liberties with historical events, it highlighted Dale's acting range. The following year, Dale returned to the Western genre with Return of the Texan, starring alongside Joe Andrew. Amidst his burgeoning career, 1952 brought a new joy into Dale's life as he and Frida welcomed their baby girl, Rochelle. Collaborating with director Henry Hathaway on O. Henry's Full House, Dale found camaraderie and valuable insights into the film industry. In 1953, Dale Robertson had the pleasure of working alongside the legendary Betty Grable in The Farmer Takes a Wife, an experience he deeply valued, as Grable was one of the few leading ladies with whom he had a truly enjoyable working relationship. The following year, Dale made the move to United Artists to star alongside Mary Murphy in Sitting Bull, leading to a captivating on-screen chemistry that eventually blossomed into a romantic relationship off-screen, though one marked by its fair share of challenges over the years. Furthermore, 1954 proved to be a significant year in Dale's career, as he starred alongside Deborah Paget in The Gambler from Natchez, a role that further solidified his position as a leading figure in Hollywood's golden era. Throughout his career, Dale's unwavering dedication to his craft and his remarkable ability to adapt to various roles earned him a reputation as a respected and accomplished actor in the film industry. On June 4, 1956, Dale Robertson's personal life took a dramatic turn. After 5 years of marriage, he and his wife, Frederica Wilson, parted ways through a divorce. As was customary at the time, Frederica gained custody of their daughter, Rochelle. On the same day, Dale married Mary Murphy in Yuma, Arizona. At 32, Dale was married to 25-year-old Mary, but their union was short-lived. Within 3 months, Mary filed for annulment, citing Dale's alleged reluctance to have children, despite already having a daughter and later adopting another. After the annulment, Mary continued her acting career, remarried, and had a daughter. Sadly, she passed away on May 4, 2011 at 80 due to heart disease. As Mary Murphy once said, "Met him on the stage the day he came in. He's a nice fellow." In the same year as his annulment, Dale starred alongside Linda Darnell in The Dakota Incident, a gripping tale of survival as passengers fought off an Indian attack on a stagecoach. During this time, producer Nat Holt persistently called Dale, urging him to consider a pilot project titled Tales of Wells Fargo. Despite initially turning down the offer multiple times, Dale eventually agreed, feeling indebted to Holt for his start in Hollywood. Unexpectedly, Tales of Wells Fargo became a huge success, running for 5 years as a major TV show. Dale's portrayal of Jim Hardy, a skilled and unconventional Wells Fargo agent, captivated audiences with his unique approach of being primarily right-handed but drawing his gun with his left hand, setting him apart from other TV westerns. In the classic western tradition, every cowboy had a trusted horse by their side. For Jim Hardy, that loyal companion was Jubilee, a majestic steed with a distinctive diamond blaze on his forehead and 4 white stockings on his legs. Dale Robertson, the actor who played Jim Hardy, discovered Jubilee at the racetracks and was immediately drawn to his impressive appearance and lineage. Unlike some actors, Dale didn't consider himself a traditional thespian. Instead, he modeled his approach after the iconic John Wayne, focusing on bringing his own personality to his roles. Throughout his career, Dale performed many of his own stunts, showcasing his fearless spirit and commitment to authenticity. His expertise in this area eventually earned him a well-deserved place in the Stuntman's Hall of Fame. Dale's life took a dramatic turn when he met Lula Mae Maxey, a chance encounter that marked the beginning of a new chapter in both their lives. Lula Mae fondly recalled their first meeting at a horse race, where she and her friends were on vacation from their jobs as switchboard operators. When Dale asked how she was doing, Lula replied with a simple, "Awful." Undeterred, Dale returned the next day with the same question, to which Lula offered the same answer. It was then that Dale extended an invitation for all 5 girls to visit his ranch in California, an offer that only 2 of them accepted. As time passed, Dale and Lula's bond grew stronger, and on November 13, 1959, they tied the knot at Dale's Sepulveda Ranch in California. At 36 years old, Dale was embarking on his 3rd marriage, while Lula Mae at 26 was starting a new chapter after divorcing her first husband 4 years prior. Dale's approach to acting and his fearlessness in performing his own stunts earned him a reputation as a dedicated and authentic actor. His chance encounter with Lula May led to a loving and adventurous partnership that would last a lifetime. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Dale Robertson and Lula May's love story continued to flourish as they welcomed their daughter, Rebel Lee Robertson, into the world. Their family's journey took an exciting turn when they appeared on the popular TV show This Is Your Life in 1961, hosted by Ralph Edwards. As Rebel grew up, she pursued her own path, becoming a certified public accountant in Dallas, a testament to the support and love she received from her parents. Despite the ups and downs of life, Dale and Lula May remained committed to each other and their family. They faced challenges and triumphs together, creating a legacy that would endure for generations. Their love story is a powerful reminder of the impact two people can have on each other's lives. As Dale continued to make a name for himself in Hollywood, Lula May stood by his side, offering unwavering support and encouragement. Their partnership was built on mutual respect, trust, and a shared passion for life's adventures. Though their journey had its challenges, Dale and Lula May's love remained strong, inspiring those around them. After 4 successful years, the TV show Tales of Wells Fargo underwent significant changes, introducing new characters and relocating Jim Hardy's ranch to California. Dale, disheartened by the direction the show was taking, sold his stake in the production to the producers in 1962. Unfortunately, without Dale's presence, the show lost momentum and was cancelled on June 2, 1962. In 1963, Dale's brother Chad took the reins of Dale's Haymaker Farm, a quarter-horse ranch near Yukon, Arizona, about 30 miles northwest of Oklahoma City. Dale named the ranch Haymaker after a boxing term reflecting his passion for horse raising. He preferred to be called a horse raiser rather than a cowboy and was committed to raising animals for purposes other than slaughter. The following year, Dale's family gained a touch of Hollywood glamour when his brother Louis married Yvonne DiCarlo, a member of the DiCarlo acting family. Despite this connection to the entertainment industry, Dale remained dedicated to his love of horses and living life on his own terms. In 1966, Dale landed the lead role in the ABC series Iron Horse, playing a gambler who wins a half-finished railroad in a high-stakes card game. The show followed his character's challenges as he worked to complete the railroad amidst various obstacles. The series captivated audiences for 47 episodes before concluding on January 6, 1968. Within a year of wrapping up Iron Horse, Dale took on a new role as host of the long-running TV show Death Valley Days. The show had previously been hosted by Stanley Andrews, known as the Old Ranger, from 1952 to 1964, followed by Ronald Reagan until 1966 when he left to pursue politics. Rosemary DeCamp briefly hosted the show before Dale took over in 1969, guiding it until its conclusion in 1970. During this period, Dale and Lula had made their home on his ranch, with Dale commuting between Oklahoma and California for work. In 1974, Dale starred as Melvin Purvis in a TV movie playing the famed FBI agent in a fictionalized account of his pursuit of Machine Gun Kelly. The following year, he reprised his role as Purvis in a spin-off titled The Kansas City Massacre. However, after 17 years together, Dale and Lula May's marriage came to an end on February 8, 1977. Just 10 months later, on December 12, 1977, Dale's brother Chad, who had managed Haymaker Farms since the early 1960s, passed away at 57. Dale decided to relocate to Oklahoma to oversee the ranch's operations personally. That same year, Dale became the first Oklahoman to be inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame. When asked about this achievement, he humorously replied, "I don't know, and I'm not about to ask. They might reconsider." In 1977, Dale also starred in the iconic film The Last Ride of the Daltons. Throughout his illustrious career, Dale appeared in over 60 movies and around 400 TV shows. Unlike many of his peers who sought the spotlight, Dale prioritized his passion for ranching and horses, remaining indifferent to publicity. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Dale Robertson had a humorous encounter with Hollywood gossip columnist Luella Parsons, which led her to predict his downfall. She called Harry Cohn, an executive at Columbia Pictures, demanding Dale's termination, accusing him of rudeness and anti-Semitism. However, Dale was present during the call and feigned ignorance, quipping, Why, I haven't the faintest idea what that even means." When he learned of Cohn's Jewish background, he mischievously remarked, "Well, I suppose that explains why I've never been particularly fond of you," resulting in hearty laughter between them. Despite Luella's animosity, Dale and Harry Cohn remained friends until Cohn's passing. Dale even joked about receiving the Sour Apple Award 3 years in a row, saying, "I'm gunning for that 4th year." But Frank Sinatra's altercation with a reporter stole his chance. In September 1979, while flying between Oklahoma City and Los Angeles with his daughter, Dale met Susan D. Robbins, an airline stewardess. Their chance encounter blossomed into a romance, leading to a dinner date during Susan's next layover in Oklahoma. Over the next 6 months, Dale and Susan spent precious time together, flying back and forth to be with each other. In her memoir, Buck in Hollywood, Susan shared her experiences, including how Dale's younger daughter, Rebel, welcomed her into their home. Despite Rebel's talkative nature, Susan found her to be endearingly sweet. On February 2, 1980, Dale Robertson and Susan D. Robbins tied the knot at the Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas, surrounded by loved ones. They settled down at Haymaker Farm in Oklahoma, embracing their new life together. Just 3 months later, on May 22, 1980, Dale received devastating news. His father, Melvin Roscoe Robertson, had passed away at 86, leaving behind a legacy of love and family. In 1981, Dale made a notable appearance in 15 episodes of the popular TV show Dynasty as an aging oil wildcatter. However, his character met an untimely demise after the first season, reportedly due to Dale's refusal to compromise his principles by participating in explicit content. He maintained, "I can't use profanity in the presence of ladies. Hollywood may call it art, but to me it's simply unacceptable." It's remarkable how cowboy actors from Oklahoma like James Garner, Ben Johnson, and Dale Robertson shared a common commitment to treating women with respect and courtesy. On May 27, 1981, Dale was looking forward to a lunch meeting with his mother at the Sleepy Hollow restaurant in Oklahoma City. It marked exactly 1 year since his father's passing and just 3 months after his marriage to Susan. Tragically, as his mother and her great-nephew attempted to turn into the restaurant's parking lot, their car was struck by an oncoming vehicle. Susan, on her way to meet her husband and mother-in-law, witnessed the accident and rushed to Varel's side. But it was too late. With a heavy heart, she heard the worried words, "Be with Dale," who was waiting inside the restaurant. Following the accident, Varel Rowena Robertson was laid to rest at Memorial Park Cemetery in Oklahoma City. She had lived a full life, reaching 84. In 1982, Dale Robertson landed a role on the popular TV series Dallas, playing one of Miss Ellie's suitors, Frank Crutcher, in 5 episodes. His charm and presence captivated audiences. The next year, Dale was inducted into the Hollywood Stuntmen's Hall of Fame in Moab, Utah, recognizing his skill as a horseman and stunt performer. He often did his own stunts, showcasing his dedication. In 1983, he was also inducted into the Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City, solidifying his status as a Western genre icon. In 1986, Dale was inducted into the Hollywood Stuntmen's Hall of Fame alongside Tom Selleck and Ernest Borgnine. Meanwhile, the Ram Trucking Company in Oklahoma, owned by Bedell, filed for bankruptcy. Despite being retired, Dale stepped in to settle the company's $1 million debt. The following year, on September 26, 1987, Dale starred as J.J. Starbuck in the CBS crime drama, playing a wealthy Texan crime fighter. Although the series ended on August 17, 1988, Dale brought charisma to the character. In 1993, Dale appeared as Zeke in the CBS series Heart of the West, starring Bo and Lloyd Bridges. The show followed David Hart, who left his city job to revive a Nevada dude ranch. Unfortunately, the show ended within a year. Tragically, Dale's brother, Melvin Roscoe Jr., also known as Roxy, passed away on June 12, 1994 at 75. After his final performance on Heart of the West, Dale retired from acting to focus on his true passion, raising horses at Haymaker Ranch. Over the next 19 years, he dedicated himself to breeding over 200 quarter horses and nurturing numerous equestrian champions. Dale Robertson, a renowned actor, had a unique perspective on the world of acting and the entertainment industry. His quotes provide a glimpse into his thoughts and experiences. Don't ever take a dramatic lesson. They will try to put your voice in a dinner jacket, and people like their hominy and grits in everyday clothes. In this quote, Robertson emphasizes the importance of authenticity in acting. He suggests that formal training can sometimes stifle an actor's natural voice and style, which audiences often find more relatable and engaging. An actor can change himself to fit a part, whereas a personality has to change the part to fit himself. The personality has to say it his own way. Here, Robertson distinguishes between an actor and a personality. He suggests that while an actor adapts to the character, a personality molds the character to suit their style. This highlights the versatility required in acting versus the consistency needed in maintaining a public persona. On why his character was killed off in Dynasty 1981, they got me to do 15 episodes, but that was enough. They kept putting all of this sex and stuff into it, and I didn't do it the way they wanted. I never had the ability to keep my big mouth shut. Robertson shares his experience with the popular TV show Dynasty. His candidness about the reasons for his character's exit reveals his commitment to his principles, even when they might be at odds with the expectations of the industry. On the failure of his series Iron Horse 1966, I liked the show after it got started, but I grew to dislike it. The network didn't seem to take an interest in it. It would have been a great series. As it was just a mediocre show. They all had to get their fingers in the pie. In this quote, Robertson expresses his disappointment with the handling of his series Iron Horse. His critique of the network's lack of interest and the interference of too many people provides insight into the challenges faced in the television industry. Dale Robertson's quotes reflect his authenticity, adaptability, outspokenness, and his critical view of the industry. His words continue to resonate, offering valuable insights into the world of acting and entertainment. Dale Robertson's personal life was marked by challenges and controversies, including a long struggle with alcoholism. His addiction led to various problems both on and off the set. In 1958, he was arrested for driving under the influence and had several publicized incidents involving drunken behavior. Despite these struggles, Robertson overcame his addiction in the 1970s and remained sober for the rest of his life, crediting his Christian faith for his sobriety. He even became an advocate for addiction recovery programs. Robertson faced personal hardships and tragedies growing up in a poor family during the Great Depression and working odd jobs to make ends meet. In his later years, he battled health issues, including leg pains from his time in the war. Despite his declining health, he remained committed to his values, ensuring his acting roles were suitable for family viewing. In 2012, Robertson's health began to deteriorate, prompting him and his wife Susan to move to Rancho Santa Fe, California, to be near family. However, their time in California was short-lived. In February 2013, Robertson was hospitalized for pneumonia testing, and doctors discovered lung cancer that had spread to his brain, liver, and lymph nodes. Just a few days later, on February 27, 2013, Dale Robertson passed away at 89, leaving behind a legacy as a Hollywood icon and philanthropist. Although Dale Robertson is no longer with us, his lasting impact continues to resonate in the entertainment industry and the world of philanthropy. His influence on the Western genre has been profound, revolutionizing storytelling and inspiring future filmmakers. By portraying complex characters, Robertson challenged traditional cowboy hero archetypes, paving the way for innovative narratives that explore human emotion and morality. As he once said, June the 3rd, the southbound stage carrying $10,000 in a Wells Fargo strongbox outside of acting. Robertson was a dedicated philanthropist who established the Dale Robertson Ranch to provide underprivileged children with outdoor experiences and leadership training. He also supported organizations like the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum, which preserves Western culture for future generations. Robertson emphasized the importance of giving back, showcasing his humble dedication to making a difference. Through his cinematic achievements and charitable work, his legacy continues to inspire Hollywood and beyond with its authenticity and compassion. In essence, Robertson's impact extends far beyond his physical presence. His work and philanthropy have left an indelible mark, shaping the entertainment industry and inspiring future generations. His commitment to giving back and making a difference serves as a testament to his character and legacy, continuing to inspire others to follow in his footsteps. If you're intrigued by the life and stories of Dale Robertson and wish to delve deeper into his journey, Bucking Hollywood, written by his wife, Susan Robertson, is a treasure trove of insights. This book is not just a biography, but a heartfelt tribute to Dale's illustrious career and personal life. Bucking Hollywood is a rich tapestry of tales that span Dale's career in Hollywood, his roles, his experiences, and the people he worked with. It provides an intimate look into his life, both on and off the screen. The book is beautifully illustrated with a collection of photographs ranging from movie stills that capture Dale's on-screen charisma to candid shots of him at his Oklahoma ranch where he spent his retirement years. Reading Bucking Hollywood is like taking a walk down memory lane with Dale Robertson. It paints a vivid picture of his journey, his struggles, his triumphs, and his indomitable spirit. It's a must-read for anyone interested in understanding the man behind the cowboy hat, the actor behind the characters, and the human behind the legend. As we conclude our journey into the life of Dale Robertson, we are left with a profound sense of the man behind the cowboy hat. His life was a testament to resilience, authenticity, and the power of transformation. Despite his struggles with alcoholism and personal trials, he managed to leave an indelible mark on the world of Western film and beyond. From his story, we learn that it's never too late to change, to seek help, and to turn one's life around. Robertson's journey to sobriety and his advocacy for addiction recovery serve as a beacon of hope for those battling similar issues. His dedication to his craft, even in the face of adversity, teaches us about passion and perseverance. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Were you a fan of Dale Robertson? Did his story resonate with you? Please comment with the letter R if you're a fan, and share your thoughts on his life and legacy. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video informative and interesting. And for more such deep dives into the lives of iconic figures, subscribe to our channel, Iconic Stay tuned for more, and as always, thank you for watching. Rita Hayworth's daughter finally confirms what we thought all along. For years, the whispers echoed through Hollywood's hallowed halls, and now, what we've all been suspecting about silver screen goddess Rita Hayworth is out in the open. In a revelation that will send shockwaves, Hayworth's own daughter lays bare the hidden agony behind her mother's dazzling smile. Stick around as we unravel a truth that's as heart-wrenching as it is unbelievable. Are you ready to see beyond the glitter to the grim reality of a starlet's life? This is Rita Hayworth's daughter finally confirms what we thought all along, right here on Iconic Inside. Rita Hayworth stands as a monumental figure in the Hollywood landscape, capturing hearts with her timeless allure and prominence. She's a personal favorite of mine, emblematic of old Hollywood's splendor, yet possessing what I view as one of the most melancholic and complex stories to emerge from that illustrious era. The tough experiences of Hayworth's early years undoubtedly shaped the sorrows and vulnerabilities that marked her later life. Her filmography is extensive, comprising over 60 films that span genre boundaries, from noir masterpieces to light-hearted rom-coms, and even innovative French New Wave films. Among her renowned performances, she's remembered for stirring roles such as the beloved character Gilda, alongside Glenn Ford, her portrayal of the captivating Eva Perron, and her part in the unforgettable Sadie Thompson with co-stars Jose Ferrer and Mercedes McCambridge. She also shone in musicals, famously paired with Fred Astaire in You'll Never Get Rich and Gene Kelly in CoverGirl. Recognized as one of the era's most captured on film, by 1940 stories about Rita Hayworth reached a staggering count of 3,800, accompanied by a visual feast of over 12,000 photographs. Believe me when I say there are an immense number of Rita Hayworth images out there. Her extraordinary magnetism and the public's fascination with her went beyond her screen performances. She had an elusive charm that none of her contemporaries could replicate. Hayworth herself once remarked, "I've never really thought of myself as a sex goddess," she confided, "more as a comedian who could dance," a statement revealing her versatility and deftness in both humor and movement. Despite being typecast as the epitome of desire, Hayworth cleverly defied narrow perceptions with her charm and expressiveness. Dubbed the love goddess by the press, her visage adorned magazine covers worldwide, becoming a quintessential morale-boosting pin-up for American troops during World War II. Her enchanting appeal was so renowned that Life magazine suggested her intrinsic goodness was perhaps accentuated by her glamorous image. Hayworth also influenced the creation of iconic characters such as Jessica Rabbit, alongside Veronica Lake, Julie London, and Lauren Bacall. Her impact on film history has been cemented. She's honored as one of the top 25 female movie stars in AFI's 100 Years, .100 stars list. Her stylistic and dramatic impact extends to today's stars, with icons like Beyoncé drawing inspiration from Hayworth's elegance and presence for their own artistry. Rita Hayworth's charm endures, entrancing contemporary audiences just as it did in her heyday, with her layered portrayals eliciting both awe and empathy. For those who cherish cinematic heritage, Hayworth's memory serves as a beacon of brilliance, casting luminous rays of her enigmatic screen persona into the annals of Hollywood's storied past. Rita Hayworth's legacy as a beacon of light in cinema's darker spaces is eternal. Prior to delving into the more somber aspects of her early life, it's important to appreciate the remarkable beauty of Rita Hayworth, affectionately dubbed the Goddess of Love for her striking appearance. We should definitely take a moment to analyze that striking beauty of hers. In the latter part of the 1940s, specifically 1949, Hayworth's lips were recognized as the most exquisite globally, according to the judgment of the Artists League of America. She held an endorsement deal with the well-known cosmetics brand Max Factor, becoming the face of their True Color lipsticks and Panstick foundation. Rita's hair provided a notable contrast to the era's prevailing hairstyles. It was styled with a side part, flowing in luxuriant waves down her shoulders, a style neither rigid nor monotone but instead emanating an effortless vibrancy that underscored her innate elegance and sensuality. Her mane was treated with a simple yet effective beauty ritual, where olive oil was applied to the mid-lengths, then cleansed after a quarter of an hour with a gentle shampoo, leaving her hair rich and vibrant. Long before modern nail enhancements became a trend, her nails were already a buzzworthy topic in Tinseltown. Noted for their length, some even believe they were the longest in Hollywood. Rita customarily painted her nails to match her lips, reflecting the style norms back in the 1940s. For a subtle sculpting effect, she'd apply a hint of blush in a natural shade beneath her cheekbones to accentuate her face's contour. She revealed in an interview that she dedicated a full 8 hours daily to honing her dance skills, shunned carbs rigorously, and kept a distance from pastries. Outside her dance regimen, she engaged in a unique fitness routine known as the baggage stack stretch and swing system, which didn't require specialized equipment but instead focused on movements that mimicked dance and promoted aerobic fitness. Chartreuse emerged as her preferred hue, Mexican cuisine as her top food choice, and she had a penchant for perfume collection. Bullfighting was among her eclectic interests. She pursued lessons actively during the 1960s and even simulated bullfights with her then-husband Orson Welles, who humorously took on the role of the bull in these domestic rehearsals. Rita Hayworth's early years were shaped by the artistic zeal of her parents. Her father, Eduardo Cancino, hailed from a modest village near Seville, Spain, and was a dancer of Romani heritage. Her mother, Volga Hayworth, an American with Irish and English roots, once danced with the illustrious Bill Foley. Both nurtured great aspirations for their daughter. Eduardo envisioned Margarita, Rita's original name, to follow in his dance steps, while Volga saw a budding actress in her. Rita's lineage was entrenched in performing arts, extending beyond her immediate family. Her paternal grandfather, Antonio Cancino, was celebrated as a preeminent figure in classical Spanish dance, having brought widespread attention to the bolero and established a prestigious dance institution in Madrid. His enduring influence unquestionably played a role in shaping Rita's future in the performing arts. From a tender age, dance was a staple in Rita's upbringing, but she also embarked on acting studies at the age of 7. Mentored by Maria Uspenskaya, Rita honed her ability to convey emotions on the grand canvas of cinema, a talent that would later define her career. Additionally, she embraced singing lessons at 12 and quickly excelled in vocal performance. The aspirations of Eduardo and Volga were soon realized as Rita began to garner attention for her burgeoning talents, despite her tender age, which technically barred her from nightclub performances. Nonetheless, her father, Edward, circumvented child labor regulations by securing performances for her, on occasion presenting her as his spouse. Young and with little say, Rita complied with the demands of the profession. Rita once reflected on her forced initiation into dance before she even fully found her footing as a toddler, and expressed her covert aversion to the relentless practice that marked her youth. Eduardo formed a duo with his 12-year-old daughter named the Dancing Cancinos, altering her appearance with dark hair dye for a more sophisticated and Latino look. With age restrictions on nightclub performances under California law, their act ventured to Tijuana, an enticing destination for Los Angeles tourists to perform. Although the intensity of her work life meant forgoing formal education beyond the 9th grade at Hamilton High School in Los Angeles, causing her profound sadness, Rita's proficiency as a multifaceted entertainer burgeoned. Edward took an authoritarian approach with Rita, treating her no less than a professional counterpart, delivering stern directions and, in one humiliating incident, chastising her for a misstep in front of a live audience. Such harshness was not isolated. He also exploited Rita's appeal and recognition, pressuring her to perform for affluent clientele in exchange for monetary gain or presents, actions that conflicted with Rita's desires but left her feeling powerless to defy her father's commands. Rita Hayworth shared a deeply personal and distressing aspect of her youth with Orson Welles, revealing that during the period when she and her father toured as the Dancing Cancinos, her father exploited her inappropriately. Barbara Leeming, her biographer, chronicled that Rita's mother might have been privy to this grim reality. She shared her bed with her daughter, providing a safeguard against her husband's misconduct. According to Leeming, the unfortunate experiences that befell young Rita cast long shadows over her ability to foster healthy adult relationships, and to add to the sorrow, her mother's life was cut short due to the ravages of alcohol misuse. And then there remains the baffling question, what type of suffering did her father impose to impart such a deep sense of misfortune in her? Nonetheless, Rita somehow managed to harbor some positive sentiments for those years. In retrospective moments, she expressed to a journalist, "Despite everything that happened between them, I still loved my father deeply." She voiced gratitude towards her father, Edward, crediting him for her beginnings in the entertainment industry, declaring, "My dad gave me my start in show business and I owe him everything." These words suggest a complex blend of affection and gratitude, mingled with the pain of earlier years, reflecting the common yet conflicting emotions a child might feel for a parent despite past grievances. In the 1940s, Rita Hayworth was determined to be a significant figure in Hollywood. Nevertheless, her distinct Mediterranean features and the surname Cancino were considered too unconventional for the traditional American image preferred by the film studios. These factors often relegated her to roles considered exotic at the time. It was during this phase that studio mogul Harry Cohn and publicity expert Charles Jensen came forward, suggesting a rebranding from Rita Cancino to Rita Hayworth, better highlighting her Irish-American heritage. But the transformation mandated to better align Hayworth with the classic image of a Hollywood starlet went beyond a mere name change, encompassing a series of cosmetic procedures. Hayworth underwent electrolysis treatments to redefine and elevate her hairline, expanding her forehead's visible expanse, along with transforming her brown locks to a dark red shade. This alteration bestowed upon her a distinctly European look that she had never exhibited before, and its success was undeniable. The remodeled appearance was instrumental in propelling Hayworth's career, allowing her to deliver some of the most unforgettable performances in cinematic history, including her roles in Gilda and Covergirl. Hayworth's journey serves as a poignant illustration of the extreme expectations and pressures placed upon actors to conform to certain industry standards. Her story highlights the lengths some performers will go in their pursuit of silver screen glory, even when it means submitting to profound physical alterations. Aside from surgical interventions, Hayworth was also subjected to exhaustive routines involving makeup, hairstyling, and physical training to cultivate the studio's envisioned persona. On set and during photo ops, she was consistently adorned in wigs, high heels, and layers of makeup. Undoubtedly, these practices were tiresome and reiterated a narrative that her natural essence wasn't sufficient. It wasn't until she was transformed to the point of disrecognizing her own reflection that the studios felt content. Even her own father disapproved of the change in surname to Hayworth, which imposed a certain familial distance and suggested a disavowal of her Spanish roots. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Despite the contentious changes, they ultimately contributed to Hayworth's cinematic triumphs. She achieved leading status in the Technicolor musical Cover Girl, released in 1944, elevating her to the pinnacle of Columbia's roster in the 1940s, and earning her the notable achievement of being one of the few actresses to have danced on screen with both Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire. Looking back in a 1970 reflection, Hayworth remarked, "I guess the only jewels of my life were the pictures I made with Fred Astaire and CoverGirl too." Her popularity surged as evidenced by her inclusion in the list of top movie box office draws worldwide for 3 consecutive years, starting from 1944. Rita Hayworth excelled in a variety of dance styles, including ballet, tap, ballroom, and Spanish dances. Columbia Pictures capitalized on her dancing prowess, featuring her in the vibrant Technicolor film Tonight and Every Night, alongside Lee Bowman, as well as Down to Earth with Larry Parks. She also showcased her talent in You Were Never Lovelier. Despite her on-screen personas, Hayworth once confessed in 1941 that she felt quite the opposite of the characters she portrayed, explaining, "I'm naturally very shy and I suffer from an inferiority complex." This disconnect was particularly pronounced with her seductive role in Gilda, leading to unrealistic expectations from the public. Hayworth expressed her frustration, stating, "Men go to bed with Gilda, but wake up with me. Basically, I'm a good, gentle person, but I'm attracted to mean personalities." During the production of Gilda, Hayworth and her co-star Glenn Ford experienced a fluctuating romance that surprisingly extended off-screen, enduring 40 years. Their connection was so significant that Ford once moved into a house next to Hayworth's in Beverly Hills. In an unusual homage to her iconic status, the 4th atomic bomb detonated over the Pacific Ocean at Bikini Atoll in 1946 bore the name Gilda, with an image of Hayworth, highlighting her as a cultural bombshell. However, Hayworth perceived this as a personal affront, deeply offended by the association of her character with an atomic bomb. Her husband at the time, Orson Welles, commented that she was overwhelmed with fury upon discovering the bomb's renaming. Hayworth's public image sometimes clashed with how she was perceived off-screen, with some viewing her more negatively due to her on-screen roles. An article in the British magazine The People even campaigned for a boycott of her movies, criticizing Hollywood for potentially casting her in prominent roles given her film persona. Additionally, Hayworth's relationship with Columbia Pictures was fraught with tension. In 1943, she faced suspension without pay for 9 weeks for declining to work on Once Upon a Time. During this era, actors under contract couldn't select their roles and were paid a salary rather than receiving payment per film. This system forced Hayworth into roles she wished to avoid, particularly those that typecast her as the bad girl in noir films. Despite her desire for gentler roles, her opinions were disregarded, with the studio threatening to withhold her salary if she resisted. This restrictive environment highlighted the limited autonomy actors had at the time, a situation that has seen some improvement in the more recent era, allowing for slightly greater freedom in role selection. By 1947, Rita Hayworth had brokered a fresh agreement with Columbia Pictures that guaranteed her a hefty $250,000 and half of the profits from her films. Fast forward to 1951, Columbia claimed to have sunk $800,000 into projects tailored for Hayworth, including a film project she abandoned. Her departure from Hollywood was ignited by her marriage to Prince Ali Khan, which led to her suspension after she failed to appear for the production of Affair in Trinidad, a move that aimed to release her from her binding contract with Columbia. In 1955, Hayworth initiated legal action seeking $150,000 in compensation due to production hold-ups on Joseph and His Brethren, a movie that was eventually completed by an overseas studio in 1961. Expressing his vexation in a 1957 interview with Time magazine, a representative from Columbia recounted that Hayworth could have amassed a fortune of $10 million with ease. She held a quarter share of the profits through her company, had a string of successful films, but her romantic inclinations led her to marital commitments away from the industry. The executive ruefully calculated the losses incurred due to her hiatus, arguably several films over a 5-year span, each potentially adding to her financial success, but instead she faced multiple suspensions and became entangled with different characters, leading to an unpredictable professional path. Long after she'd taken her final bow in the film industry and following the death of Harry Cohn, Hayworth harbored ill feelings towards the treatment she endured from him and Columbia. In a 1968 candid discussion, she bitterly reminisced about the control exerted over her, likening it to punching a time clock with her very being seemingly controlled by the studio. She suspected her dressing room was even wiretapped by Cohn, who was obsessively possessive. She felt stifled by the expectation of isolation from friends or suitors, and consequently challenged the studio's dominion over her personal life. Hayworth didn't mince words regarding Cohn, labeling him a monster. In a 1972 reflection, she lamented the exploitative perception Harry Cohn held of her, acknowledging that while she generated substantial profits for the studio head, her own financial gain was minimal in comparison. Rita Hayworth's first entry into matrimony was a tale more dramatic than any script she ever brought to life on screen. At merely 18 years old, the starlet wed Edward C. Judson, an entrepreneur with ties to the oil industry who transitioned into a promoter in Las Vegas in 1937. Judson wasn't just her spouse, he also assumed the role of her manager. Hayworth later confided that while he indeed played a part in kickstarting her career in acting, he equally exploited her financially. This dominating behavior was a prelude to their divorce in 1942. Hayworth, having endured what she characterized as 4 years of physical and emotional mistreatment, sought a divorce citing cruelty. The revelations during their divorce that Judson concealed 2 prior marriages only deepened the frustration of Hayworth's father, who had initially disapproved of their union, further straining familial bonds until the divorce was finalized. In the realm of marriages, Hayworth's union with Orson Welles stood as a quintessential Hollywood coupling marked by a swift romance that culminated in a troubled marriage. Meeting on the set of The Lady from Shanghai in 1941, their courtship quickly led to marriage on September 7, 1943, catching her colleagues off guard with news breaking just a day prior. The couple welcomed their daughter Rebecca in 1944, who sadly passed away in 2003 at the age of 59. Despite the joy of parenthood, their marriage couldn't withstand the strains. Hayworth was not the filmic goddess Welles had envisaged, but a person marked by her prior abuses. Welles engaged in an ill-fated project to enhance her appearance, professional standing, and intellectual background, embodying another instance of a man dissatisfied with her reality. Welles defended his actions by stating, "I am naturally very shy and I suffer from an inferiority complex." He believed his endeavors were manifestations of his love. This pattern of exerting control over Hayworth was all too familiar. The idealized version of Hayworth that Welles sought to cultivate was an illusion. It seemed acceptance for who she really was remained elusive. Hayworth herself articulated this sentiment, revealing, "During the entire period of our marriage, he showed no interest in establishing a home," when discussing Welles's aversion to settling down. Further describing Welles's perspective on their marriage, she explained, "Mr. Welles told me he never should have married in the first place, that it interfered with his freedom in his way of life." Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles' union, one of Hollywood's most storied romances, sadly concluded after a brief 5-year spell, attributed to insurmountable differences. The subsequent chapter in Hayworth's matrimonial narrative was her tempestuous and high-profile marriage to the debonair Prince Ali Khan. Their paths converged at a glamorous nightclub in 1948, sparking immediate attraction. Yet despite the allure, Hayworth tread lightly, her past romantic wounds making her wary. Prince Ali Khan, the consummate suitor, persistently pursued her, his affluence on full display. His abode on the French Riviera, replete with luxuries such as a butler and panoramic views, exemplified his lavish lifestyle, and he could jet off at a moment's notice in his private aircraft. Moreover, his bedroom hosted a safe, brimming with a small fortune in diverse currencies. Despite her initial reluctance, Hayworth confessed her affection for Khan, possibly influenced by his opulent displays. In an intriguing twist, Khan employed a fortune teller to assure Hayworth of their destined love. Post-courtship and intimacy, Khan extended a marriage proposal which she initially rebuffed. Upon her return to the United States, Hayworth settled in a residence diagonally opposite Khan's own in Los Angeles. Khan's amorous pursuit did not wane. He lavished her with gifts, including an adorable puppy. Their impassioned affair led to marriage on the 27th of May 1949. Notably, Hayworth once dubbed Orson Welles as "my greatest love," and she even implored him to visit prior to her wedding to Khan. When Welles arrived and found Hayworth in a seductively scanty nightgown amid candlelight, she made a desperate plea for remarriage. Welles gently laid bare the reasons they were unsuited for reuniting, a recollection that followed him for years and stirred a sense of what might have been. At their wedding, both Hayworth and Khan were ensnared in the glitz of the entertainment world, Hayworth riding the success of Gilda, and Khan renowned for his romantic ties to numerous luminaries in the industry. Yet their marriage, brimming with expectancy, was marred by turbulence. Khan engaged in public dalliances, notably with Joan Fontaine, a known industry rival of Hayworth. This act of disloyalty drove Hayworth to seek divorce on the 2nd of September 1951, grounded in accusations of extreme mental cruelty. The divorce proceedings between Rita Hayworth and Prince Ali Khan were nothing short of dramatic. In a poignant episode during a courtroom session, their 3-year-old daughter, Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, spontaneously took to the judge's lap, underscoring the emotive nature of the custody dispute. The prince expressed his desire for Yasmin to be brought up under the Islamic faith, which clashed with Hayworth's wish for a Christian upbringing, a contention that led to an extended battle over guardianship. Ultimately, despite Khan's offer of $1 million settlement contingent on Hayworth raising their daughter as a Muslim, starting at age 7 and permitting visitations, Hayworth emerged victorious in the custody struggle and made her return to the silver screen, appearing in notable films such as Pal Joey. As for Khan, he reverted to his international playboy ways, a lifestyle he maintained until his untimely demise in a car crash near Paris, France in 1960, at the age of 48. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Hayworth's penultimate marriage to vocalist Dick Haymes proved to be the most calamitous. Their romance sparked, while Haymes was still entangled in a marriage, and despite his flailing singing career, they were drawn to each other with a forceful attraction. Haymes, who had emigrated from Argentina, found himself in a precarious legal situation concerning his American residency, and turned to Hayworth for help, essentially requesting her hand in marriage to solidify his citizenship status, which she accepted. The couple soon captured Hollywood's attention, embracing a luxury-infused life with high society parties and performances at elite Los Angeles venues that drew impressive crowds just to witness Haymes sing. However, their relationship faced turmoil when it came to light that Haymes' previous spouses were pursuing him for unpaid alimony and child support, exposing his dire financial predicament. So dire was his situation, he was confined to New York, unable to travel back to California. Hayworth, in her support, took on the burden of settling a sizable portion of his debts. In a more distressing turn, during a Florida getaway in 1954, Hayworth and Haymes left her children in the care of a sitter, a situation which deteriorated when neighbors allegedly spotted Hayworth's children scavenging through garbage. This observation was dire enough to prompt a concerned citizen to report the situation to the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. The incident called into serious question the sitter's capacity to manage, highlighting the mismanagement and neglect during an already tumultuous period for Hayworth. Their relationship faced a sharp and disturbing deterioration when an intense argument at LA's Coconut Grove nightclub culminated in a display of physical aggression. Haymes struck Hayworth before an astonished audience. Shaken to her core, Hayworth subsequently required several days of bed rest as prescribed by her physician. The aftermath of this incident and other simmering discord led to their swift separation. The night at the Coconut Grove marked the last time they encountered one another. The volatile conclusion of their marriage underscores the volatile nature of relationships in the Hollywood spotlight. Hayworth's brief matrimony to James Hill was also burdened with difficulties. He frequently disparaged her in social settings. Fortunately, Hayworth managed to extricate herself from that union as well. Regarding her struggles with memory, Orson Welles reflected on Hayworth's battles with alcohol during their matrimony. He never concluded that she was an alcoholic, despite her behavior mirroring signs of alcoholism. "It certainly imitated alcoholism in a very superficial way," Welles remarked in 1983. He recounted distressing episodes where Hayworth unleashed fits of anger, never against him, but always targeting figures like Harry Cohn, her parents, or her brother. Welles depicted heartbreaking scenes of Hayworth wrecking furniture and recklessly driving into the hills in despondency, with him attempting to avert her from self-harm. Yasmin Aga Khan, Hayworth's daughter, recounted her perspective on her mother's troubles with alcohol. "I remember as a child that she had a drinking problem. She had difficulty coping with the ups and downs of the business. As a child, she recognized the telltale signs of alcoholism and felt helpless as she witnessed her mother's turbulent emotional landscape, exacerbated by drinking. It's very difficult seeing your mother going through her emotional problems and drinking, and then behaving in that manner," Yasmin Aga Khan expressed, painting a somber picture of the challenges Hayworth faced. Hayworth's health deteriorated significantly, culminating in an alcoholic breakdown that necessitated hospitalization. This decline in her well-being and increased drinking and depressive episodes closely followed the death of her two brothers in March 1974. A public incident in January 1976 further marred her reputation when Hayworth and her agent were removed from a TWA flight at London's Heathrow Airport after she caused a disturbance. This episode was widely reported in the media, accompanied by unsettling images in the newspapers the next day. The early manifestations of Hayworth's alcoholism were, in fact, indicative of Alzheimer's disease, a diagnosis which would not be confirmed until several years later. Yasmin Aga Khan reflected on her mother's condition, expressing initial suspicion of alcoholism and alcoholic dementia, provoked by her erratic behavior and outbursts of rage. "It was the outbursts. She'd fly into a rage. I can't tell you, I thought it was alcoholism, alcoholic dementia. We all thought that. The papers picked that up, of course. You can't imagine a relief just in getting a diagnosis. We had a name at last. Alzheimer's. Of course, that didn't really come until the last 7 or 8 years. She wasn't diagnosed as having Alzheimer's until 1980. The subsequent confirmation of Alzheimer's disease brought some clarity after years of misinterpretation, marking a long, belated but pivotal point in understanding her health struggles. Alzheimer's disease, discovered in 1906, had largely faded from medical attention until Hayworth's condition brought it back into the public consciousness. With her diagnosis becoming public knowledge in 1981, Hayworth inadvertently became an emblematic figure for Alzheimer's, laying the groundwork for better recognition and destigmatization of the disease. As medical historian Baron H. Lerner noted, Hayworth's public battle with Alzheimer's underscored the significance of accurate diagnosis, ensuring that future patients wouldn't face the same oversight. In July 1981, the decline in Hayworth's health prompted action from the Los Angeles Superior Court, which assigned custody of her to her daughter, Yasmin Aga Khan, based in New York. Yasmin undertook the care of her mother, arranging for her to reside in an apartment adjoining hers in the San Remo complex on Central Park West. Despite her outward appearance remaining striking, Yasmin poignantly remarked, "In any case, she's stunning, but it's just a facade," highlighting the stark contrast between Hayworth's external beauty and her internal turmoil. In 1983, Rebecca Wells made arrangements to visit her mother, Rita Hayworth, marking their first encounter in 7 years. Orson Welles, while conversing with his close friend Roger Hill, voiced his apprehensions about how this meeting might impact his daughter, revealing, "Rita barely knows me now." He reminisced about an occasion 3 years prior, at an event hosted by the Reagans in honor of Frank Sinatra, where he approached Hayworth, who appeared serene and unrecognizing at first. "When it was over, I came over to her table and saw that she was very beautiful, very reposed looking, and didn't know me at first. After about 4 minutes of speaking, I could see that she realized who I was, and she began to cry quietly." In what would be his final interview on the eve of his death in 1985, Wells fondly recalled Hayworth as one of the dearest and sweetest women that ever lived. Hayworth's health continued to wane, culminating in her entry into a semi-comatose state in February 1987. She succumbed to Alzheimer's disease-related complications on May 14, 1987, at her home in Manhattan, passing away at the age of 68. Her memorial service took place on May 18th, with her gravestone bearing an inscription from Yasmin, reflecting upon their bond, to yesterday's companionship and tomorrow's reunion. The battle against Alzheimer's disease is now championed annually through the Rita Hayworth Gala, hosted by the Alzheimer's Association in both Chicago and New York. Princess Yasmin Aga Khan inaugurated this program in 1985 in tribute to her mother, leading these events and contributing significantly to the cause. As of August 2017, philanthropic efforts in Chicago, New York and Palm Beach had amassed in excess of $72 million to aid in the fight against this debilitating illness. It's incredibly poignant to consider the lives of individuals who, from a young age, weren't merely encouraged but were virtually propelled into the limelight without a say in the matter. This narrative isn't rare. It's a recurring theme in the histories of countless stars who graced the silver screen, particularly in earlier decades of Hollywood. This enforced journey into fame, often orchestrated by their parents, didn't honor personal choice or acknowledge the potential costs to their well-being. Rita Hayworth's story exemplifies this type of predicament. Propelled into the entertainment industry by her father's ambitions, her personal desires and identity were sidelined. Comparable stories like Brooke Shields, who was depicted in advertisements before she could even grasp the concept of fame, further underscore the complex dynamics at play. Rita Hayworth's life was a blend of unparalleled glamour and private struggles, inviting us to ponder the true cost of fame. Was her life a tale of misery behind the glitz, or do you see it differently? Share your thoughts in the comments. Yes for a life of misery, no for a different view. Don't forget to engage with us further by liking and subscribing to Iconic Inside for more profound insights into the lives of those who've lived under the spotlight.